Welcome to Great Primer, a weekly show that's mostly about miniatures. My name is Nick, I'm your host, and this episode I'm very excited. It's my first ever Forge World miniature, and it's a Leviathan Dreadnought. If you've been a viewer of this show for a while, you'll probably already know that Dreadnoughts are my favourite miniatures, and I love having the opportunity to look at a completely new type of Dreadnought. And for me, it's my first ever Forge World, my first ever Leviathan Dreadnought. I've got some guns there for it as well, so I'm really excited to get this thing built. Is this as cool as the Space Marine Dreadnoughts I know and love? Is it as cool as Def Dreads and Killicans? Only one way to find out. Let's get into this and get it built. Back soon. Very bland boxing here. It's incredibly low key. There is branding around the sides there as well. Their website. And then on the very back it just says Forge World down at the bottom. I'd say it's the same scale of box as Blood Bowl. I'm just going to grab one. Yeah, it's just slightly deeper than the likes of the Nurgle's Rotters there. But all the other dimensions are the same, so interesting. Some detail inside there, one of which says expertly designed resin model kit, assembly and painting required. And a nice little, well, not nice, but necessary warning on the side. Resin dust can be harmful if inhaled. Always wear a dust mask or respirator when sanding or sawing resin parts. So, definitely worth heeding. Let's have a look here. The main box. Oh, plastic trays. Somehow I thought this was just going to be a bag. I don't know why but I thought it was going to be a lower standard of presentation than other things. But from what I'm seeing here instantly, this is a really pretty guide to it. I think this is some of the best stuff I've seen coming out of Games Workshop. And an amazing color guide inside. This really does feel like you're getting a premium level model. And then the exploded diagram over on the left, naming all the bits and pieces. Yeah, this is really nice. I really did think that this would be some terrible photocopy or just a web link or something like that to a PDF online, but no. And then a little guide to building resin model kits here, and then checked by SB on the 30th of November 2020. Oh, this is super cool. So a full-on guide in here, tools and glues, preparation. I've ordered other resin kits from different manufacturers in the past, and none of them have included something like this. And looking at this, I now realize I have no idea what size this thing is. A lot of components in here, a lot of large pieces. Yeah, I know these are pieces from the casting process, so they're not to be counted in the overall size, but still, these are large components, and there is a nice level of detail in here as well. And I think the thing I'm interested in finding out is the detail greater in Forge World resins than it is in GW plastics, because GW plastics are incredible. I guess we'll see. Certainly these feel really beautifully made. It's funny how nasty the off-cut bits are, the casting, residue and stuff, and where it's just pulled and celled after it's been poured into the molds. It's that looks so rough and nasty, but these are just so precise and perfect. It's a really interesting contrast. Is that a foot? Oh man, this thing's gonna be a lot bigger than I thought, which is great. Oh, it comes with the base as well. Cool. I think it's going to be interesting when this is built, lining it up beside like a normal Dreadnought, then against something a bit chunkier like a tactical warsuit, just to see how it measures up. And the last pieces I got a pair of these storm cannons, and then I got one of the siege drills as well. So this is the siege drill. Looks pretty amazing. You've got these sort of rotating swivel joints here, and then the various bits with their connectors. And I think you can fit 3 of those onto that one rotating platform. The bits themselves are amazing. Look incredibly lethal when you think that this is being used as a hand-to-hand combat weapon. Yikes. So here's one of the 2 storm cannons that were purchased separately for this Leviathan Dreadnought. always remember, if you are ordering stuff like this from Forge World, to make sure of the components it's coming with. Look at the size of the rounds in this belt feed system here. Like, these are just monstrous sized. And then the weapon itself, maybe a slight curve to that barrel, not sure. I'll see how it lines up against the others, and it might be a case of just sort of following the instructions in the guide, warming this up, straightening it out, and then I have a feeling that that's slightly off, that upper barrel there. But anyway, I'm going to get this built, and I will be right back. Okay, so here he is, and he's a chunky one. He is just awesome. Look at that big chunky body. He's just bump, 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 stomping his way across the battlefield. I gave him a bit of motion there in the leg, just not so much that it feels like he's springing across the battlefield. It just feels that he's maybe at his full speed, which is just a kind of stompy walk. I gotta say, this thing went together really easily. This was a massive surprise to me. I thought it was going to be sitting with bits in warm water to straighten them out. Endless trimming of components, filling in lots of little bubbles and holes. Nope. And it looks great, I think. And while there aren't a massive amount of extras, you get alternate weapons at the front here. The ability to buy different arm weapons at additional cost is a great way to just build this out exactly the way you want to. What a fantastic first Forge World building experience. Can I give you a sense of scale here, just to give you an idea of just how chunky this boy is by comparison? So this is a Primaris Lieutenant in Phobos armor, looking pretty good. Comes up to about the waist, I would guess, of the Leviathan. And he is a Primaris Marine, so he's 8 foot tall or something. Let's bring in a Firstborn Dreadnought. And yeah, there's a straight comparison between what we would class, I guess, as a normal Dreadnought and this Leviathan. So it comes up to about the neck, I guess, of the Leviathan. And then finally a tactical warsuit, but I'm actually going to have to zoom out a little bit, because the tactical warsuit just won't fit into the existing frame. So let's just show you that. So here they are side by side, and the tactical warsuit is currently poking him like it's his little brother in the car beside him. Stop. It's just, I know you're taller, but your brother was a lot more expensive than you. There's not a huge amount between them, in all honesty, even though there's a significant amount between them. Price-wise, I think they look amazing beside each other, to be honest. And the only real problem I have now is that I want more of Forge World. The thing that was holding me back was that it was so expensive and that I couldn't really get a feel for what the quality was like. Having had just that one experience with Finecast in the past, this has changed that for me. This is a much more refined kit. Now that that final barrier has been lifted, that fear of the unknown, I now know that the quality is good. And if I happen to have kids, they'd be kissing their college fund goodbye right about now. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed being along for the ride as I experienced my first ever Forge World miniature, and I hope you'll be around for the Forge World miniatures that are to come. On the next episode, I won't be looking at Forge World, I'll be looking at the parent company, Games Workshop, at one of their boxed game releases. This thing is a little bit contentious because it is now super hard to find due to a limited release. It's turned into a bit of a unicorn. I am very excited to finally get my hands on it, to get it unboxed, to get it all built up, to review the miniatures of Cursed City. Until then, please like, share, and subscribe, and take care.